right, welcome back. We are talking about this book that came out just very recently, Finding My Badass Self, right? I love it. This is the author joining us today, Sherry Stanfa-Stanley. Welcome to Full Plate.
Thank you for having me.
And first of all, let's just talk about a year of truths and dares. You set out on a journey when you were 52-ish. Talk about that.
Well, I was at a point in my life where, I wasn't unhappy, but I just felt like my life was stagnant. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I needed to do something to shake it up. And, I thought about a traditional bucket list, but that just didn't seem like that would change things enough.
Okay.
And so I gave it more thought and came up with the idea of an unbucket list.
An unbucket list, okay. Which is what?
Well, things that would be more challenging would be frightening, embarrassing, but enlightening, mm-hmm. things that I never would have chosen to do on my own.
So instead of saying things I always wanted to do, it's the things I always avoided doing.
Right.
Which is very much more important to growth, is facing your fears.
Exactly.
So in the 52 weeks, which are outlined in this book, there's 52-ish chapters, right? Was it every week you kind of set out to find some adventure?
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, I had a list that I started with. Thought it was kind of a fluid list. Uh-huh. Some things, I removed for various reasons, logistically, or they didn't seem as interesting later, and moved new things on. But yeah, 52 challenges over the course of the year.
All right, so I'm going to look at your chapters here, but what was your scariest thing that you did? What was the scariest thing that you did?
Well, scary and frightening can have different meanings. So there's the scary in the sense of life-threatening, mm-hmm. and there were a couple of experiences where I really felt afraid. Going on a raid with the SWAT team and the Vice Squad. Mm-hmm. There were moments where I thought, what did I get into here?
Right.
Strangely, one thing that I found very frightening, I didn't expect to, was I went in an isolation tank, a flotation tank.
Did they close the lid on you?
Closed the lid. Okay. I thought this is going to be great. It's going to be, relaxing,
so
creative.
And then you're like, get me out of here.
Well, I had an asthma attack. Oh, and then when I had the asthma attack, I tried to get out, and it was not relaxing.
That was not relaxing. That's like me in one of those spray tan booths. I'm like, please let me out. So you also recount one of the funnier moments was a nude beach, right?
Yeah.
So you went to a nude beach. What was that like?
Well, that was scary in its own way.
That's a different kind of fear.
I mean, that's in, I'm going to die through embarrassment and, humiliation.
Did you feel embarrassed, or does it go away because everyone is nude at the nude beach?
Well, sure they are, but you don't care about the rest of them because at that moment you're...
Do you start to feel like, though, well, I'm not looking at them, they're not, we're all, you know what I mean? Like you start to realize, I'm mostly concerned with myself.
Yeah, well, I think as I was walking through before I, mm-hmm. dropped down and dropped my...
trout.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sure, I was really looking at everyone else, thinking, okay, if they can do it, I can do it.
Right.
It was 98% men. Mm-hmm. It was advertised as, a family nude beach, but there weren't a lot of children there. So when I finally, decided, okay, this is it, rip the Band-Aid off, the best way that I could deal with it is I imagined, I was like a 2-year-old child. I'm going to close my eyes, mm-hmm. and if I can't see anybody, then they can't see me either.
I have invisibility powers.
Right.
That does work. You just go like that, nobody can see it. So you did do that. Did you learn anything from that? What was your takeaway from doing that?
Well, I decided that I really could probably go through with almost everything.
That was like, okay, I can do this other thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you also went to a college party. I saw that
too. A frat party.
You went to a frat party.
Yep.
How did that feel?
Well, I really kind of felt like I fit in, and I had fun, and I was dancing with everybody. Until I decided the music was really loud and really bad, and I wanted to go tell them to turn it down. And then I
You're like, get off my lawn. Oh, wait a second. So all these different experiences come together in this book. And you said you've written before, you've always written essays, you've always written, but then you put it together in a book. That's another thing of your 52 things, you wrote and published a book. How has that experience been for you?
Well, I've been writing my whole life. I wrote my first little novel when I was 8 years old. Mm-hmm. But this is at the age of 55 now to get my first book published after a lifetime of writing. I think it goes to show that it's never too late.
Never too late. Do you feel like that's the enduring message? I do think a lot of us, our kids graduate from high school and we think we're kind of in this comfortable rut. Not that it's a bad rut, but you do get a little too comfortable. You find a benefit in shaking it up.
Yeah, I think one thing I've learned a lot about myself along the way, but one thing I've learned about other people is people have very narrow comfort zones. And as we get older, they get tighter and tighter. And for me and for most people I know a few people now that have taken on their own list. And, broadening your world changes everything.
It does change everything. I always look at it this way. We get to a certain age and we're afraid to be new at something or bad at something. Right. At our age, we're like, I'm good at my job, I know how to parent, I can make this food for this banquet I gotta go to. I mean, you have your things that you know how to do, and you are fearful of being bad at something. And being bad at something, when you're new at something, you're bad at it. And that's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? No one's judging you. You go into the gym the first time. The buff guy who's there every day isn't going, oh, she's terrible at this. He's going, all right, you go, mama. I mean, it's really true that you can be bad and it's not going to hurt you.
Well, sometimes we learn as much about ourselves and about the world through our failures, just like our successes.
For sure. Or what's easy is not the stuff that makes you proud.
Right.
So I want to tell everybody, just before we run out of time, because I'm notorious for running out of time because I talk too much, I get too into this. This book by Sherry Stanfa-Stanley is available online. The best thing is her website, which we have up there, Sherry Stanfa, then -Stanley.com. So she's got it there. But then also you can go, obviously, to any place like Amazon or Barnes & Noble online and find that book. It's available in some physical locations, but the best bet, to be sure, would be probably Amazon, because you can get it there.
Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
All that fun stuff.
Indie stores.
What's your next book called?
How can I top this?
There you go. I like it. See, there you go. The best thing you can do to sell your first book is write your second book. That's my advice.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you for this, and I can't wait to read all of it and maybe get some inspiration for my 52 weeks. I don't know about some of these things, though. Thanks for watching this week, and you have a great week, and maybe try one of these non-bucket list items. All right. I don't know about this nude beach stuff, though.